Hi, this is Geshe Michael Roach, introducing the next Tibetan translator training video. We've been going through a grammatical text written by Yang Chen Drupay Dorje, who comes from the 1700s. And this is a great way to learn Tibetan grammar. And with those tools at your disposal, then you can start translating Tibetan. We finished how to form words. Now we're moving into grammar. From there we go to syntax and breaking, and then tackling whole sentences, okay? So having introduced already the 30 consonants and the 5 vowel sounds, he's ready to move on to the suffix letters, which is the way we did it in the earlier videos also. So here are the suffix letters that are allowed in Tibetan. Suffix letters means consonants or other similar units which are allowed to close syllables. So when I say word, then the R and the D function to close the syllable, word, okay? So there are 10 of those allowed in Tibetan. There are 30 consonants in the alphabet, but only 10 are allowed to close a word, okay? So they are, let's say them together. Ka, nga, ta, na, pa, ma, a, ra, la, sa, okay? Say kangadana, pama'a, radasa. Kangadana bama'a, radasa. Kangadana bama'a, radasa. I mean, kids memorize this stuff, okay? By the way, all these examples here have been in alphabetical order. I, U, A, O is the dictionary order. I've been wondering about dictionary order because I'm not so sure it'll matter after computers replace paper. But anyway, when you're if you ever use a paper dictionary in your life, the order will be A, I, U, A, O of the vowels, and this will be the order of words. If you have words that start with the same letter, the word will be alphabetized according to the suffix letter. Then kangadana bama ra la sa. Okay. Nam means a pluralizer. These 10 consonants, okay, are, say, Genjuk. Juk avatara, Majjhimaka avatar, Bodhisattvacharya avatar. Avatar movie. Avatar means to enter, okay? So Jupa means to enter. Bodhisattvacharya avatar means to enter the way of life of a bodhisattva, right? So Majjhimaka avatar means to enter the middle way, which means the book of Nagarjuna. That's a long story. But so juk means to enter. It's a very common grammatical term meaning to join or apply one sound to another sound, okay? Juk, okay? To apply or to glue it on, okay? And these juks happen to come J. J means after, like Anusara yoga, anu in Sanskrit, okay? Means after, okay? So they are applied after. So their name of a suffix letter in Tibetan is Genjuk, with a heavy prenasal caused by, brought about because of this prenasalizing prefix letter, which you've already learned. Okay, so say Genjuk. Genjuk. So there are, how many Genjuks are there? 10. Chu. Okay, there are 10. There are 10 Genjuks. These 10 letters are the only 10 allowed to close to act as a suffix letter, to close a syllable sound. You can have open vowels also. You don't need a suffix letter, right? Like the word ka, nam ka, space, sky, ka. That ka is open. Well, that's a bad example. Ka is the word mouth. Is it just an open syllable? There's no suffix letter, okay? Open vowel. Okay. All right, having done the suffix letters, what do you think might be next? You're right, but he did something else. He's going to talk about Yangjuk. Let's say Yangjuk. Yangjuk means secondary suffix letter, okay? And we covered those in the earlier videos. In Tibetan, for example, we can take the word rik, say rik. So ragikurika, rik means mind, okay, the mind. But when you add a secondary suffix letter and they are silent in the dialect we are learning, which is the principal dialect of Tibet, which is called Lhasa dialect. This Yangjuk is silent. You don't pronounce it. In outlying areas you do, like in Ladakh or in Mongolia, you would say riks. Okay, when you add a sa, secondary suffix to the word rik, it changes the meaning. Okay, so riks, which is not pronounced the sa, means a family or a type. And then rik without that secondary suffix letter means understanding or knowledge, okay? Awareness, okay? Like rang rik, apperception, okay? So Yangjuk, juk means again applied in this case at the end of a word, and yang means secondarily, meaning again. Yang means again, so another suffix letter. So there are only two allowed, and they are ta and sa. And we just gave an example how sa as a secondary suffix letter with the word rik might change it from understanding to family, okay? Now, ta as a secondary suffix letter has dropped out of the written language, okay? You will normally, except in lists of verbs or very old manuscripts, you'll never see da written or carved as a secondary suffix letter. But we know that it was there because of its effect on particles which come after it, which are only allowed to come after da, okay? So we know it used to be there, all right? It's kind of interesting that in English, to indicate past tense, you often use a ed or a d or a t, you know, like I don't know, yeah, I spent, or, you know, I talked to him, I walked. Okay, so it's the same in Tibetan. This d secondary suffix, da, often indicates the past tense of a verb. Okay, that's nice to know. Okay, so these da and sa, these two are the additional suffix letters, the secondary suffix letters. Then he's going to give you the rules for applying them. They can only be applied to certain final suffix letters. Not all secondary suffix letters are allowed after all suffix letters. There are 10 suffix letters, but not da can only come after certain ones, and sa can only come after certain ones. So he's going to give us the rule, okay? And then we're done with the video, this video about his presentation of the suffix letters, okay? Tani. This ni we're going to study later. It's like called an emphasizer particle, you know. In English we do it with our inflection, with the way our voice goes. Now da, okay? So he says, these two are the only allowed additional suffix letter. Now da, it can come after na, ra, and la only, okay? So you'll never see da come after a ga, for example, okay? Those three are the only three primary suffix letters after which the secondary suffix letter da is allowed, okay? The verb, by the way, is distributed, which we'll learn about. It's an idea we'll learn about later. This verb, top, which here means can come, applies both to this section and to this section. So, dani nara la sum top, la top, and sab ganga pa mal top. So you're actually repeating the top twice. To the store, to my house, I went. Okay, it means I went to the store and then I went to my house in Tibetan. Okay, so the da as a second suffix letter is only allowed after na, ran, la. Okay, and tang. Sa, right? That's the ni, right? Sa is allowed after these four: ka, nga, ba, and ma. These four, given in their alphabetical order, right? As usual, he's giving you them in alphabetical order. Okay. After these four, only after these four, you're allowed to have a sa secondary suffix. Okay. This ra, we're going to study later, it means to them, on them. And then top means allowed to put. You're allowed to put. You're allowed to put da only after na, ra, and la as its primary suffix letter. And sa you're only allowed to put after ka, nga, pa, and ma. So we gave the example rig, okay? Trying to think of other names. For example, rub, like rirub. What's rirub? Mount Meru. That rub means highest. Su Meru. Su means best. Okay, like Sukha. Esu was the original. EU is the Greek. The S drops down. Euphemism, eurythmics, good rhythm, okay? But rub without the secondary suffix letter means highest. Rub with the secondary suffix s, sa, like kirab means a flow, or a river flow, a rub. In that case, kirab means Jataka, the Jataka tales. The stories of the succession of the births of the Buddha. So rub will change meaning after a b if you add s. It will change to flow or succession after, whereas without that it means highest. Okay, completely different meanings. Ma, I can think of, you know Lam Rim, right? Steps of the path, okay? But if you add a secondary suffix letter s, sa, it changes the spelling but not the pronunciation. It's still rim. And then it means a plague. Okay? So you have to, rim name means a plague. Okay? So you have to be careful. You have to understand that the presence of a secondary suffix letter changes the meaning completely. And unfortunately, one of them drops out of the written. Okay. Okay. That's our presentation. From whom? Muchu Yang Chen Drupay Dorje, about the suffix letters, the 10 primary suffix letters, and the 2 additional or secondary suffix letters. Now he's probably going to go on to... I don't remember. We'll get there. But we're soon to reach the 8 grammar cases. And from there we go to important particles that don't constitute independent grammar cases, such as the negative particles. Okay? All right then. Good luck. Please study hard. You know, the only way you can get through this stuff, this is the classical way. It's the best way. It takes old-fashioned hard work. And in Tibet, you just sit there and memorize. And in Tibet, you would memorize this walking. It's very powerful, okay? Like I have a long porch, so I walk up and down the porch, I memorize my Chinese and stuff. And that's the old way. You look like a swimmer reaching the wall and then kicking off and coming back. And you just, like 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, you can recite this small poem. Or you could learn something like the Lamsum Namsum, the 3 principal paths. And that act of memorization, which is one of the niyamas. What is that one? Svadhyaya. Learning to memorize is an important part, and that's why he has written this text in meter, in verses. Okay? All right. Thank you. We'll continue with this exciting grammar poem next time.